Hi again. I'm happy to be with you. I'm Linda Rivero, founder of 55 and Bolder. Today, there's something very interesting on my mind. I've been struck all day by a word, and the word is anticipation. Anticipation. I've been thinking about what that is, how we cultivate it, how it happens, what we anticipate, when we anticipate something. And it brings me back to many of you and myself, those of us who have experienced the loss of a loved one. We know how powerful that experience is. So, anticipation. What happens after that, the impact of that loss? Well, it's individual for each of us. But I think we can agree that there's a period of sorrow, of confusion, perhaps of anger, depending on the woman. I know for myself, when my husband died, I went through many months of darkness, confusion, darkness, world upside down. And I couldn't get out of there. I was there. Until one day, very quietly, very subtly, there seemed to be a little crack. And a little bit of light entered my consciousness. And I felt slightly better for a little bit. Then a little more time went by, day, week, I don't know. And then there was another crack, a little bit wider, and a little more light could get in. And then I started to notice, I started to pay attention. And I realized, little by little, the crack opened a little more, and a little more light got in, a little more air got in. In the words of Leonard Cohen, there's a crack in everything. That's how the light gets in. And that's how the light gets in for us. So as the light gets in, what happens? It allows us the freedom, the breadth to begin to see past where we are, begin to see past sorrow, see past grief. The longing, the missing, it certainly didn't go away for me, but again, it's very individual. But nevertheless, at the same time that I felt that longing for my husband, I had a growing sense of a future, a sense of tomorrow, a sense of I can find a way out of this. And little by little, I put that together. I put one foot in front of the other. And over time, I developed a system for creating a future after the loss of a loved one. And that's what I share with you in 55 and Bolder. But getting back to anticipation, I believe anticipation is key. Now, what do I mean by that? When we're able to begin to see a future, we cannot, to move past, gee, that would be nice, to move past that. What if we encourage ourselves to, wait a minute, I want to anticipate that. I want to anticipate that bright future, even if the next day you're back 4 steps from where you were. I believe that when we continue to allow ourselves to anticipate a brighter tomorrow, a brighter future, a purposeful future and direction, that anticipation will grow the feeling, will grow our excitement. It will also grow our clarity. Now, what happens if you are ready to begin to see a future, but you really don't know what's there? You don't know, I don't know what's in my future. I know there is one and I can feel it, but I don't know where to go. I don't know where to turn. Then what? Well, of course, I would say send me a private message and let's talk, because I've devoted my life to this since I experienced my own loss. There is a way out. For me, when that light started building up, I began to anticipate happiness. I began to anticipate excitement. For me, it was a matter of asking myself, what is it that I must do before I'm no longer here, before I no longer have the opportunity? What is it, now that I know that life truly is finite? We all know it intellectually beforehand, but when we lose someone very precious to us, then we really know that our time is finite. And for me, it was music. For me, it was singing, which I had done a lot in younger years, but in recent years, I hadn't done much of that at all. So I sought out a superb vocal teacher, vocal coach. I worked with her, and I got myself going as a singer, and it brought tremendous joy and growth to me. And I realized in retrospect that I did, once I hooked into that passion, that joy, that need to do something I so wanted, I began to, in retrospect, I realized I was anticipating beauty. I was anticipating sharing. I was anticipating singing with other singers. I was anticipating improvising. I anticipated all of that, and it all came to pass. And I'm still doing that. So my question for you is, what can you anticipate? What do you anticipate? Or what can you grow yourself into anticipating? It's a good question. If you're not sure, you'd like to toss around some thoughts, just send me a private message. I will reach out to you. This is what I do. This is what I do. I work with women, mature women, who are dealing with the loss of a loved one and want to create their next chapter, their next future, and have a happy life. Reach out to me. I will certainly get in contact with you. And if you do not do that, think about it. At least think about it. What can you grow into anticipating for yourself, for your own life? Interesting, huh? Ciao.